All right, here we are in the month of September, or what some call REDTEMBER. That is because crypto historically performs extremely poorly during this month. And a lot of people are leaning in that direction. Again, that history will repeat itself. However, in today's video, I actually am going to spin it a little bit. If you've been watching our channel for a while, you know that I'm not necessarily the biggest fan of Red September predictions, simply because every other September seems to be bearish. But I'm going to explain in this video a couple of reasons why I do believe that REDTEMBER actually could be green timber. But stick around to the very end. I'm going to do some short-term price analysis for Bitcoin, which does affect everything else in the crypto space. But then I'm also going to give you a couple of key reasons why September is going to be a very interesting month. You do not want to tune out. You don't want to walk away and come back at the end. What's that song? Wake me up when September ends. No, wake me up right now, because September is going to be a big month. But first, you got to smash that like button, hit subscribe, and also I've got to roll the intro. All right, before we get going, I want to give a special shout out to one of our sponsors, Blofin, and we have a trading challenge over the month of September that you guys need to know about, because there is a cash prize for one of our lucky winners of $8,000 cash. If you win, here's the rules though. We do need to get everyone in our community to be trading in Blofin this month. We have to get $60 million in volume. And to be able to enter every single time you get $10,000 worth of trading volume, you are entered to win that prize. So the more and more you trade, the greater the possibility. But let's get this going. If we don't hit 60 million, in volume, then we will have no giveaway. But if you guys join with us, and join the link down below. Excuse me, my voice is cracking there. If you join the link down below and start trading on Blofin today, you could enter to win $8,000 cash. Shout out to Blofin. Check out the link down below. If you don't have more questions, hit us up in Discord. We'll have the link down there. It'll have a lot of information, but we can also answer questions over in our Discord as well. Let's go ahead and jump on over into the charts. I want to just talk about a couple of short-term things that I am watching right now before we jump into actually predicting what September would look like and the reasons why September actually could be positive. It's going to feel weird, though. What I'm about to say to you guys is I think that prices are going a little bit lower, but how far? Let's talk about it. Weekly chart, something I'm noticing. We talked about this last week, but we have just created, it's not an extremely crazy bad bearish engulfing candle. Nothing near as bad as what we saw back here during the last week of July. But technically speaking, if you look at these two candles back to back, these two ones right here, we had a bullish candle the week of August 19th. And then this past week, we had a longer blue candle. When one candle is longer, the candle body, is longer than the previous, this is what's called an engulfing candle. And in this case, if this one actually brings us to the downside, the blue bearish candle, this is a bearish engulfing candle and does imply more often than not, further downside is warranted. As you can see here, the previous couple of weeks that we had that, you saw a massive bearish engulfing candle. And then even though the next candle ended up finishing bullish, this was the one with the very long wick all the way down to 49,000. Am I saying we're going to go all the way to 49,000? That's not my prediction here, but my prediction is that I do not believe that 57.3 was the bottom of this pullback. And to see even more of why that's the case, let's kind of keep pulling on over here. Let's take a look at the daily chart and pull up our Lux Algo indicators. Now, there is a nice order block of support in level right here, but I think that 55,000 is going to be a very key level to watch. There's a chance we go even lower than that, but let's just start with 55,000. A couple of reasons why I do not think this dip is over is the first thing is on our Lux Algo oscillator. You guys know I love this for when we're actually looking to make buy signals, but at the moment, even though we've gotten a green reversal over the last couple of days, we still have negative money flow and negative oscillator movement. To be bullish, I need to see all of this go to the upside. So that's one reason why I think even though we're sitting on support right now, not seeing the oscillator flashing bullish, that to me is not a great sign that we're actually making the right moves we need to. If you come down to the 4-hour chart, there's actually a little bit of bearishness and bullishness, and I want to explain what that's going to look like. Ultimately, let's start with the bullishness and then move out to the bearishness. What I see right now on the Luxago oscillator actually is bullish divergence, positive money flow. We had our green reversal, and we're moving to the upside. So in the very, very short term, Bitcoin is actually moving to the upside. This is a very strong buy signal, but the 4-hour chart is only so strong. What I think price will end up doing is coming back up closer towards our smart trail, low end around 59,300, high end around 59,800. This smart trail, this red cloud you guys see trickling below this pink box here, this is simply just a bearish moving average that should be strong resistance, as you saw it reject back here on August 29th as well. Yes, we have a short-term buy signal, but I do believe if we cannot break above 59.7, this is simply what you might call a dead cat bounce or a lower high, and is still a part of a bear trend. What I'm watching right now is down here towards $55,000 on the 4-hour chart. Despite the recent bullish divergence, we still have a take profit level all the way down here. And when I come over and I look at liquidations as well, you'll also notice that we have a whole lot of liquidity down below us, meaning long positions that if we reach these lower levels, in this case, only down to 56,000, that we would liquidate a lot. The problem is once we lose 56,000, there's just not a lot sitting between us and 55,000 in terms of actually finding more support. So for those reasons, in the short term, do not be surprised to see a rally up above 59 again temporarily, simply to be another disappointing move. And I still believe sometime early in September, probably the next couple of days, we end up seeing $55,000. If it goes lower than that, we will keep you updated on what we're looking at to go lower. But for right now, that's my level I'm watching, $55,000. With that said, it's time, though, to actually get into some reasons why you should be bullish about September as a whole. I kind of set this up earlier, but as a whole, people are very negative about the month of September, and it's because more often than not, this is a fact, more often than not, the month of September has been red for Bitcoin and the cryptocurrency space. With that said, it is not 100%. In fact, there's some misinformation out there that says that every September since 2013 has been red, and that's just not true. In fact, 2023 September was green or bullish. So was this August of, I believe, 2016 or 2017. I can't remember which one, but I'm not going to go back and look at it for the sake of this video. Just I wanted you to know, while more often than not, yes, the heavy favorite is usually a red month, this is not the case of always. And I've said this before, and I'll say it again. I am not a fan of the analysis just because a month historically acts a certain way does not mean that's how it will always be. You know, there's a famous saying, sell in May and walk away. In fact, though, if you look at the history of May, that doesn't always work out to be a great strategy. Every now and then it is. Every now and then you have a bearish May. But for example, May of 2024 was a bullish month. These are the types of arguments that are based off of coincidences and not off of strong data points. There's nothing about September that means inherently in and of itself, it has to be bearish. It's more of a coincidence that more often than not where we are in the month of September after either a positive August or in the middle of a bear market, the more higher probability is to move to the downside. Well, in this case, though, it turns out actually we're in a very good case for bullish price action. First of all, August was red. And historically, when August is red, that gives us either a very small bearish September or in a couple of cases, the actual bullish September month. So keep that in mind. But let's take a look at a couple of stories here that I want to go through to talk about why September could end up actually finishing green, even if it starts off with a little small move to the downside. Let's scroll down here and take a look. Spot on-chain's contrarian view emerged, identifying several reasons why this September might defy expectations. Let me zoom in just a little bit more for you guys, just so you can see it a little bit better there. And I got to zoom this one out, so give me a second. There we go. All right. Spot on-chain's contrarian view. Okay, several reasons why September might defy expectations. Spot on-chain being challenging the notion that September is a dormant month for Bitcoin. All right, so that's another thing. You just hear that September's dormant. It's a terrible month. While Bitcoin does trend to struggle during this period, the research firm noted that nearly 43% of Septembers have historically rebounded from negative August. Okay, so I kind of mentioned that earlier, but let's keep going. This year, following a lackluster August, there may be an opening for a rebound. They go on in a tweet that they have, they have a couple of reasons themselves that we could possibly see a very bullish September. The first one is the Fed may cut interest rates in September, which could boost demand for risky assets like Bitcoin or Bitcoin ETFs. We've mentioned this on the channel several times, and it's very much looking like we're going to see the perfect 25 basis point rate cut that should build a lot of spark and bullishness back into not only Bitcoin, not only crypto, but the entire investing world as a whole. The stock market, Forex, the stock market and crypto should be bullish. Forex has to do with trading currencies back and forth. That's going to keep on just being really crazy and chaotic. But let's keep going on here. FTX will repay $16 billion to creditors in cash, not crypto, which can be re-injected into Bitcoin in the broad market. So that's a very key thing that you need to pay attention to. FTX is paying in cash, not in crypto. What that means is, historically, other exchanges that have paid people in crypto, people just assume that they're going to exchange it for cash and therefore sell off the crypto space. In this case, the only potential is positive because they're giving it in cash. That means either some people will just say, hey, I want my cash, I'm good to go. Others might say, no, I believe in the crypto space. I'm going to re-inject this and buy the dip. So that is something to keep an eye on as well. The last one we're looking at here, both U.S. election parties are showing support for favorable crypto regulations, which can further enhance investor confidence. And I'll say this, you might like one candidate, you might hate the other. At the end of the day, it is a good sign for crypto that both, at least with their mouth, are saying that they're going to support the crypto space moving forward. Whether you believe them or not isn't necessarily as important as the fact that they are claiming to both be bullish. And I want to also kind of give a counter argument to anyone who says that you can't trust them. Well, if there's policies either one of our candidates have that you do not like, well, politicians are known to make promises they cannot keep. That goes for even some of the bad promises, some of the bills and policies that they want to push forward. The good news is while the president of the United States is the most powerful person, not only in the country, in the entire world, the way the U.S. government is set up limits their power substantially. So before people just freak out over who wins presidency, know that it takes a lot in America to actually make any type of change. And in this case, that actually might be a positive thing. Let's keep moving on, though. Another reason why I think that we could potentially have a green September is that history suggests that Bitcoin tends to break out 150 to 160 days after the halving. That would mean Bitcoin would break out from its reaccumulation range in late September of 2024. Let me explain, though, what a late breakout would mean. We're not talking about the bottom gets found end of September. We're talking about the explosive move of the bull market starts 150 to 160 days post halving, which would imply possibly new highs, not just movement in the right direction, bullish momentum, new highs, 150 to 160. If that happens, if we have new highs at the end of September, that absolutely would be a big breakout and a bullish September. Let me show you guys what we're even kind of looking at here. Let me share my screen. I've been tracking this now for a while. Anyone watching the channel knows that I made a prediction back in March that I did not think that we would see new all-time highs before August to early September. Now, while we're a little bit past this date, my box doesn't quite go in that direction. This is more and more looking like it's coming true. And this is based off of the analysis when you go back to longer time frames and you take a look at how long it took to get the big breakout. This is what this article was talking about here, post-halving. This timeline, this time frame is what I was kind of basing that off of. You can go back to every single halving. They all have kind of sideways, boring price action before a much larger move ends up coming. In this case, that's exactly what we're seeing once again. So while I didn't pinpoint it perfectly at the very end of August, we have a long September for my price prediction to come true. And if that article is correct, we could see new all-time highs by the end of September, even if we have to revisit $55,000 first. But what do you guys think? Are you guys bearish on the month of September? Are you sticking with the entire pack that's predicting a red September? Or are you daring to change? Are you daring to go a different route and go bullish? Let me know in the comments down below. Also, if you enjoyed the video, make sure to smash that like button and hit subscribe. And again, if you guys want to win up to $8,000 in cash, make sure to go sign up and start trading on Blofin today. There's a lot of volatility happening. And if you want some help, guess what? Just join our VIP trading group where we're talking about trades each and every single day. You will not regret it. Check out the links for all of that down below. And with that said, I'll see you guys in the next video. Adios.